Alright guys, we're going to bring you some interesting news here about the Steemit blockchain. Today we're talking hardfork 20, aka velocity. So today we're talking hardfork 20 and how it may be affecting you right now in the Steemit blockchain. Woke up to, of course, a lot of messages on Discord and in other places about the Steemit blockchain. And people having issues posting on the blockchain, or following or liking things. And the Steemit dev team did mention this in their hard fork post. So they mentioned that there would be like some type of delay or some type of catching up of the new Steem power, or what I guess is the new RCs, which represents your bandwidth. And so that's actually catching up. So that, like the same way that you would imagine your voting power catching up. So if you've been on the Steem blockchain, you know that, you can't just like stuff all day. If you just continue to like stuff all day, your voting power drains. Well, now your bandwidth, your RCs can also drain. Your bandwidth, your RCs are drained when you vote on things, when you comment on things, when you send transfers, when you power up. One user on Discord actually said that he got the error that said you have to power up to get more bandwidth, to get more RCs. You don't have enough RCs, and he said tried to power up, but there's a catch-22 because you need RCs to power up. So you need RCs for a lot of things. Currently, state of the blockchain is that everybody pretty much is in negative RC territory unless you have like a substantial amount of steam power, which is known as mana now. Unless you have a substantial amount of steam power, then your RCs are probably pretty low. You're in the negative, and that's why you're having issues interacting on the blockchain. Now, the Steem team has released a statement about this. They have released a statement about this, saying that this all would be fixed shortly. I'm actually just going to go to their blog page, but they said that it would be fixed within 12 hours. And we have that noted right here. So I'm just going to read some of this for you guys. You can go over to this article as well. I'll have it posted or linked in this post. But I like to just listen to people talk about things, so I'm doing it for you. But basically what this goes through is it's equilibration in process, which they say is actually a word, but that just means that the RCs are balancing out. So like I said before, everybody's kind of like in negative, you're in debt is what they called it, but you're in the negative RCs, you've used up all of your power, like your voting power before, and so you need to have it recharge. Now some people are like, and the problem is that some people are way in the negative because maybe they were really active on the blockchain in some type of form, doing something, but now they are super negative, and can't seem to get anything out. They can't like or post or whatever. Hopefully you can at least view this video. But because that is an issue, the Steem team is taking initiative, and they are going to be resetting everybody's, yep, that's right, everybody gets a reset of their RCs. So everybody's going to be taken out of debt. It's like it's happy fork day, everybody. You're all being taken out of debt. Wow, what about if this happened for college loans? That would be so great. But it's going to be 12 hours. So we have 12 hours to wait for this, though. Like, what can you do for 12? You can read more about this. But after that 12 hours is up, your RC should be set back to normal. And I believe, yeah, I don't think it needs to charge up after that. I think you're just good to go. But that way, I mean, something in here did say it still needs to charge up. You'll be charging up at like a more steadily rate instead of like before. So something about that, I guess it can still go up from after the forgiveness, but you're basically even put in a position where you can actually interact with the Steem blockchain after 12 hours. So that started, I think like an hour ago. So you got basically till midnight on September 25th, the day of the hard fork, and then it should all be good to go. So that's a really nice thing of them to do. Let's see, what else do we want to cover in this? The next thing, so all that's in here, and again I'll be linking this to you, but that was a quick sum up of it in case you got confused. Maybe you got confused on how I'm saying it. You're negative, you're in debt with your RCs, and Steemit is bailing you out. because you've been too active on the blockchain. Maybe you haven't. It's also just potentially just an error on their side. They just had some messed up stuff, but they're bailing everybody out, and hopefully this is, you know, continues to just be successful in the future, and nobody goes too negative without knowing why. Account creations and stake bytes. This whole section just basically goes over to say that things like account creation, like creating a new account on the Steem blockchain, or maybe sending like a larger amount of money or something, will take up more block size. So with RCs, they'll take up more block size, compute time, and state size. These three things make things more expensive. So if it's taking up if whatever you're doing is taking up a lot of block size, or blockchain size, maybe it's a large post, or it takes a lot of time to compute, then it's going to be more expensive. And account creation apparently is taking up all of that. So it's going to be expensive, especially if a lot of people are doing it, I guess. So this is kind of like a shared thing, it seems, too, that it's shared throughout the blockchain. So if a lot of people are doing it, then it's going to become that much more expensive to do, which means you need that many more RCs to do it. When you get the RC arrow, you'll notice, let me try and click something real quick. When you get the RC error, yeah, you'll notice, that's not what I wanted though. Yeah, this right here at the bottom, it'll give you these numbers. Please wait for your transaction to power up. So it'll give you those numbers and let you know what your RCs are currently at. Now, hopefully they work that into the platform better, or there's some freaking D-apps or extensions that come out pretty soon to let us know what our RC levels are. I'd imagine that they'll be built in somehow. But yeah, that's what you want to build up so that you can do these more expensive things. And I imagine it's kind of like it'll kind of play out the same as a market would play out, you know, kind of like how you can sell things or trade between Steem and SBD in the market on Steemit, but you know, or on Minnow Booster. But you know, the more people are interacting in it and buying more or whatever, then the more expensive it's going to get, like any other market. So that's kind of a double-edged sword for the Steem blockchain. I'm sure that'll actually help the price of Steem go like way up. That sounds kind of crazy when I think of it that way. Like, if it got, like, because, you know, if demand is so much more than the supply, you know, and it's not actually just a thing, then it's like, holy shit, then it's like, it's actually way better than you think, maybe, right? I think that's what that means. So anyways, I'm going to run back through things on this Equilibrium hard fork just to make sure that we recap what we've covered today. The most important thing, the Steem blockchain will be fixed by midnight tonight, the 25th, the day of the hard fork. Supposedly, you will be in good graces and able to do everything on the Steem blockchain as you're used to. Just take it easy until you get used to the RC so that you're not spending all of your RCs. This is known as the equilibration process. And again, the Steem dev team is bailing you out and putting forgiveness on all the accounts that are currently created at the time of the hard fork happening. Things like account creation take up a lot of time and energy and space on the blockchain, and so they're going to be that much more expensive in terms of RCs, your bandwidth, and so you want to be cautious of how you're spending that and how long it takes to recharge after you're doing something like that. You know, so yeah, that's how it's going to go. No making hundreds of accounts in a day if somebody was doing that. It is important to bear in mind that these are objective measurements, resource consumption, and blockchain. Yeah, okay, so we covered all that. So those are the big things to do. MMG Smurf here. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but I figured I just got to start making some of these and talking to you guys more about these things that happen on the blockchain. At this point in time, I'd also like to do a big shout out to Vim. Vim is I think they're probably going to take over live streaming on the Steem blockchain unless D2 Blip really steps their stuff up. But yeah, Vim is a new way for you to live stream on the Steem blockchain. I've been using it in place of DLive since they flown the coop, and you can't make a account on Lino or whatever yet. But yeah, check out Vim, vim.tv. It's run by the guys who run DUnite, and it's a pretty awesome project. You know, you can earn Steem here, but bird's the word. I heard that they might be integrating some other cryptocurrencies as well, so that's actually really, really interesting. And I think these are great guys, and they're just a stellar group of gentlemen working behind this project anyways. So much support to them, and hopefully you've learned something here. MMG Gaming's Steemit hardfork velocity update. Something like that. That sounds good. See you next time.